Hey, welcome to Can We Play Already? I'm Julian. Tonight we're playing some Dungeons & Dragons. The campaign is our ongoing Heroes of Valto's Crossing. This is episode 4 out of, I don't know how many we're doing, probably around 7 or 8, so we're getting to the halfway stretch. No one has died yet. It's been quite fun. I'll let the players introduce themselves and I'll give you a quick recap. Jace, why don't you go first?
Hi, I'm Jace. I'm playing Tengil, who's an Aarakocra Divine Soul Sorcerer. I almost died last week. Check it out if you haven't already. It was a very exciting battle that I'm happy to have survived. I have an injury and I need to rest.
Hi, I'm Brianna. I play Kanaima, our Tabaxi pirate rogue. And yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to rest, maybe. So tired.
I'm Josh. I'm playing Andri, our halfling cleric, and I'm feeling more alive than ever. Yeah, that's it. I don't know.
So alive. So much life.
Yeah.
I'm John. I'm playing Welltide, our party's water bearer druid. I'm also excited for rest and things and maybe doing some water elemental research stuff.
Ooh.
All right. So this is really, last week we just had a huge battle against a beautiful divine snake dragon beast at the Tower of Lost Souls. You protected its egg and hatched it, letting it go off and die in peace while its young one came with you back to Valto's Crossing. You took a hoodlum, an old man who was attempting to find information for the mysterious Venora back from Tarash, and you took him in your custody. It's been a difficult journey so far, so you're coming back to Valto's Crossing to rest, to relax, to take care of some downtime, and that's kind of where I want to start us off. The first things first is these 5 gems you got in the Tower of Lost Souls. Who's holding on to those?
Oh, I think that's me.
Well, you can sell those for 25 gold if you would like, 5 gold a pop. So that gets added to your bank of sorts. I'm not sure what you want to do about all this money you brought back. I don't know if you want to keep finances separate between all of you or have like a little bit of like a vault at the alcove or something.
Yeah, we talked about a bit of a group
Like a
bank.
communal thing, because I have some of the gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got 200 silver, which I would like to switch to gold just so that it doesn't weigh as much because it's taking up inventory slots.
Well, this may be shocking for players who don't, or for groups who don't usually use inventory restrictions, but you don't need to carry your entire wealth on you when you adventure.
You mean I don't need to carry all my money with me at once?
Yeah, like normal people, you might have it stored somewhere.
Like in my mattress.
Yeah, in the mattress.
I put all my shinies in my nest.
Of course.
Weird.
Does Tangle literally have a nest, like in the city?
Is it on the roof of
Yes.
the alcove?
It does now. I don't want you knowing.
Why?
I mean,
Nest.
get cat hair all up in it.
Rude.
All right. Well, y'all have to choose a lifestyle for this long rest. It does not cost nothing to stay in Valto's Crossing and feed yourself and have a place to. You kind of, the Adventurers Guild is not owned by you specifically, so you do have to pay upkeep and stuff.
So do we, for the communal gold, we're depositing some portion of the bank and some portion is being divvied up amongst us, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
How are we
like,
working?
what do you want to do? And like, I don't know, there might be things you as a group want to buy, even if it's like for one person. It might help your team.
We must get an elephant.
Very fair.
It's very important.
Was that on the inventory list? Cost of an elephant?
One elephant. How can I sell you on a camel?
It was. I looked. I really want an elephant.
That can't be cost effective.
I mean,
You have to,
We'd have to feed it.
Yeah, feed it, water.
oh.
It's
Like
also
a lot.
200 gold.
Yeah, we don't have that.
That sounds worth it to me.
Okay,
Gold means very little, but an elephant.
This is why Andrew wants some of the gold to be divided up among. There's certain people who have demonstrably expressed fiscal irresponsibility.
Tangle just really wants elephants.
Yeah,
He's like on some
obviously
Cersei
does.
Lannister shit.
Life is more important than gold. You will all learn that someday.
Life's more important than elephants.
This is Jason's first character I've ever seen him play that's like supposed to be like kind of not materialistic at all, and he's still like so materialistic.
No.
But like in a weird way, but it's still like, I do want things though. Don't get me wrong.
I just don't value money. Like,
To live comfortably and to start with like your maximum number of hit dice and all of your needs, your hunger and your thirst and your fatigue satisfied fully, you need to spend 15 gold each to live like that.
what the?
You can go for a little half price deal and sacrifice go a step down for 8 gold apiece and live modestly. If any of you are really looking to save, you could live poorly for 1.5 gold. So gold and 50 silver. But that has some punishments. Like you won't even start at max HP when you start out.
Rip.
And this is for our long rest period?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know. What do you guys feel on the comfortable like 60 gold total or the more modest, what's 8 times 4? 24?
Do we choose as a party or individually?
Well, I think as a party maybe to help it out.
Would we get any benefit for my water bearer connections?
I'm going to say that this like covers the cost of basically like, yeah, you might have somewhere to stay, but there's also upkeep and like any cost that might be offset by it. There's also food. There's also just resupplying for your adventures and stuff like that. Small repairs, like, yeah.
And
I know Andrew's got a house, but
Yeah,
you're
well,
also kind of contributing to a bunch of kids.
That was actually my question. Am I going to have any sort of handicap in this? Because I'm hoping to also provide for the 8
I'm going to
siblings.
say like it covers more of your providing for your siblings and less because like you probably inherited your parents' house, so you probably don't have to pay as much for lodging and stuff,
Yeah.
just for repairs and keeping it together. So yeah, I'm fine letting it decide how your siblings live as well.
Can we get a bit of a idea of like what the punishments or benefits are?
Yeah, if you go down to modest, you start with 3 hit dice instead of 4, and you'll just be 1 step lower than okay on all your. You'll be parched, peckish, and tired. But I mean, we haven't run into too many issues with that, so.
And we'd have like all of our spell slots back?
Yep, you still get everything else back. It can affect starting hit points, it can affect starting hit dice, and can affect your conditions.
I'm okay with doing the modest.
Modest sound good?
Voltide's a modest person.
Kanaima enjoys the finer things in life, but I guess I will take one for the team.
If you want to pay 7 of your
I
personal
will
gold
suffer.
to upgrade yourself, I don't mind either.
And then regarding my injury, how does that factor into
We'll do
this?
that. You'll have to rest for your downtime to get rid of it fully.
Okay.
But we'll talk about that after we settle this. It's not affected by this at all. So yeah,
I agree with the cat. I want the fine things.
My inclination is to live modestly.
Same thing with Wells.
Okay, okay.
We can do half-seas maybe? Like half
Yes.
parties.
Well, I mean,
Well, so
y'all
this is
can,
This would come out of personal funds if you're living extra, I'm assuming.
yeah, exactly. We can cover like group funds, can cover the 8 gold.
Well,
and
I
then
only
the
have
extra
14
7.
gold for myself, so.
So what happened to all the? Do you guys want to make deposits into like a guild bank and I'll track it for you?
Yeah,
I've
let's
got
do that.
The 30 that we picked up.
Okay, so that's 30G.
Yeah.
Did you take any from the mission that you want to put in the bank?
It
you
was
carry any?
collective. I do not have enough strength to carry anything further.
No worries.
Yeah.
What did Tangle take?
200 silver.
So that's another 2 gold. Anything else?
Can I
No.
take 300 silver or 200 silver?
It probably would have been 300.
Because we got 5.
And then you got the 25 gold from the gems.
Yeah, I wrote down that we had 500 silver, 30 gold, and the gems is what we got out of that.
So you got 60 gold pieces in total for the whole haul. So I took all that. Do you want to all pay that 8 gold for a modest? And then if you guys want to pay 7 more for comfortable out of your own tip stash, you can. I don't know if you have 7 extra.
So
We do. But we should use the party pool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So you have this is accounting in D&D. You've got 30 secs left in the vault that I'll keep track of for you.
That's not math.
I can put more money in the vault.
60 minus 24?
That would only be 3 8s.
Oh, you're right, 32. You have 28 gold pieces.
I'm gonna put 10 gold in the bank. So
Ooh, 38.
I'm gonna take 7 gold from the
Nope.
bank.
Andri also wants to try to, as we sell our stash of stuff from the hall, to also try to sell
Yes.
the Orb of Time as part of
So
it.
let's go into
Can I
primary
help?
activities. So selling a magic item is going to take the week for you to find a buyer.
Wait, really? Can I
yeah.
just go to like Frella?
Frella has, she's willing to
Frella?
set you up with someone who's interested in it. Not quite herself, but like magic item selling in the books, I don't know why they make it a week-long thing because they don't want to encourage it too much, so it's limiting. So that'll be your thing for the week.
Okay.
And we'll see how much you get for it based on your rolls. So Frella definitely has like a traveling merchant that's coming into town this week in a couple of days. And he's like, lives quite luxuriously. So she's like, we're going to make this work. And she gets you like, kind of like a nice coat to wear or something like that, or a scarf or something. She gets you some nice vestments to throw on to make you look a little more rich. And she's like, you just got to play the part with me.
Okay, sure. Whatever do you think I should do? Does it have to be so much of an affair? Can I just like give it to you and you do it? Like,
No, you got to impress this guy. This guy loves treasure hunters. You meet him at a tavern. He's very ostentatious with his dress too. Like he's wearing like at least one ring on every finger. He's quite large and well fed. He just lives a life of luxury.
Oh, I
traveling
hate this
around.
guy.
Yeah, absolutely. But you got to convince him this orb of time is worth something decent. So you get to make a persuasion check, and you can use charisma, wisdom, or intelligence depending on what you want to do.
Yeah, I mean, my plan going in was to lie about the.
Oh, we can do deception too. I
Well,
don't
yeah,
mind.
I mean, just to
It
claim
is a
that.
magic item technically.
Yeah, I wanted to claim that it was one of the things that we picked up in our whole adventure with the snake dragon.
Sure.
Like, this was in the Temple of Lost Souls, and
Absolutely.
just like cover it with like dirt a little bit or something like that.
Yeah,
like,
for sure. No one will know the difference.
Yeah.
Well Tide being a part of this affair help, like with all
I'm
the
gonna leave
want to
your-
be a bodyguard.
I'm gonna leave
Yeah,
these
you
things
could- yeah.
separate.
I'm gonna join this as a bodyguard.
Okay, I'm not gonna let you all help each other though. I want these downtime things to be a little separate, so you won't be able to add dice or anything. But we'll see how it lands because there's really no huge punishment here. It just determines how much. So deception.
Sure. Yeah.
So what's your charisma score?
My charisma score is not great. It's -1.
Do you have deception as a skill?
No, I don't. I was hoping that she would do it for me. I'll try it. Whatever.
Would you be able to use like wisdom to deceive?
You have a good connection. I'll give you advantage on this.
Okay, sure.
Because Frella is setting you up, so we're gonna make this check with advantage and see what happens.
Okay, so Frella dresses me up nicely, and I try to talk about how.
You're gonna sell it. It just depends how much you get.
Okay.
I think you'll be happy anyway.
That's a natural 20.
All right.
You don't even
roll
need-
it
So I don't need to roll
again.
again.
So yeah, you don't need
yeah,
to.
that's the best it gets.
What if he gets 2 20s?
Well, you just pick one.
You pick one of the
Um,
choices.
I don't know,
yeah.
extra bonus.
You know what? Despite all this, like he's obsessed with it because it's from a far off place, and he's like this legendary place where thieves don't come back from and stuff. And he's like, oh, this must be so worthy of protecting at such a place. Like he almost believes this is the item that place was that makes that place so scary because everyone's trying to get this orb of time.
Andrew's like, yes, and like is like grit teeth like that. She's like,
It is truly a treasure.
yeah.
You lose the orb of time,
Yeah.
but you get 100 gold pieces.
Whoa,
100.
that's awesome.
It's a magic item.
What the fuck?
You're giving up magic.
That's true. Yeah.
Last
okay,
time I
so
give players starting magic items because they just go on and sell them on me.
I'm not selling mine.
I'll put a large portion of that in the party treasury. I don't know how much though. That's so much gold.
Do you want to just?
I want some of that for myself, but I think so. That's too much for Andrew to even maybe.
You can keep some at home, right?
Why don't
Yeah,
you 50-50?
Yeah, 50-50 sounds great.
Okay,
have
so you
no
get
gold.
you get 50 gold. The party treasury goes up to 88.
Great.
Nice.
You got like a decent amount of gold going on.
Yeah.
All right. Who else? You want to rest for your downtime to get rid of the injury, or do you want to try and brew a magic potion?
Well, it's one or the other, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to address my injury then.
All right. You've cracked your ribs on this last adventure. You need to actually be rested. Nana, the old Aarakocra that frequents the alcove, helps out the healers with Aarakocra anatomy and helps like set you right. But like you literally have to spend most of your week in bed.
Okay.
Because like you're healing broken or cracked bones, right? So you gotta let them set and stuff. So it's not a fun week, but you are no longer suffering from cracked ribs.
Okay. From the open balcony, like the open terrace of the second floor of that inn, where the old Aarakocra works, I'm staying, you just hear like awful squawking and screeching all week. It's horrible. And like people are concerned. Maybe that's a mystery. What the fuck is making that sound? But I'm just up there like making all sorts of noise about my fucking bones regrowing.
So it's like becomes like an urban myth and the
Maybe.
the weird shriek.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, add some color to this town. Kanaima and Welltide, you have some stuff you can do too. Some options would be either like, I don't know, just thinking about Kanaima, you could go out gambling somewhere, you could do some pit fighting, you could do some just partying and trying to make contacts in the town or something like that. Welltide, I don't know if your character is much that, but you could do service at the water shrine and help them out and build some favors and some trust. And either of you could also use this time to investigate into Venora and get some info from me by making some checks into that and just seeing what you can dig up around town.
Can selling these gems be part of that as well?
That actually is just, you automatically sold them. I already put them in the bank.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so I'll just like erase this.
Yeah.
I have all these options for Welltide because she's got her new best friend.
Oh my god, the snake creature.
Yeah,
Oh, right. We still have that.
yeah. It's my best friend, Alda.
Right, I remember I was like, oh, what place do you wanted to protect? And you were like, myself. Okay, perfect.
So yeah, I want to bond with Alda a little bit, but then also our young magician friend that.
Oh, Trevin.
Yeah, I want to, get to know Traven a little bit more, and maybe we can talk a bit about, the water shrine stuff that he's got going on, and like kind of get a better understanding, like investigating that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'd say you could do your task like researching into what's happening with the water shrines in the desert and stuff like that, and doing more research and more legwork on it this week while you're with him.
Mm-hmm. And hopefully Alda is like paying attention to and learning about.
All right, awesome. So yeah, it seems all good. Trevin wants to do a full investigation of the water shrine here and try a few magics with you and like under your supervision. Niavara is like kind of skeptical at first, but a little more friendly than the people at the Tarash water shrine, just because theirs isn't so dilapidated and can take the risk. So yeah, why don't you roll an investigation check? Actually,
can I do anything with like wisdom?
Yeah, it's more magical in nature, isn't it? Do you have a nature proficiency at all?
I do have a nature proficiency.
I was going to say like a wisdom nature check might be good for you because you use wisdom for magic as well.
Yeah. Cool.
So I feel like that might be a good roll to do, and it's in your favor too. So yeah, let's do a wisdom and nature check.
So it'd add the wisdom mod and
Proficiency, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Let's see. Well, let's roll the blue one actually.
This is important.
Thematic. All right. So 15 plus 4 plus 2. 15 plus 6. So 21? Did I do that?
That is
right?
really good. So yeah, you do some research and you uncover some by talking to different water shrine and water bears and doing some research into just different like books you can get your hands on, and information from travelers around town too. You put some pieces together, and as all the reports come in, you're kind of noticing that like this is not a new problem, and that if you look back over a lot of the town's records, a lot of the towns have had reduced water supply over the last like couple hundred years at least, going back as far as you can really find suitable records for. So you find that this issue is not new, and the water shrines are definitely slowly losing their supply of elemental water that supplies these desert towns with all of their lifeblood. So that's a huge piece of information. Trying to think about what kind of bonus information I could give you too. You do some work with Trav trying to repair it, but his theories fall through a bit. Whatever's going to solve this problem has to be a bit bigger than individual spells or anything. There's something that is definitely affecting the water supply, and finding the root cause of it and eliminating that is going to be more effective than any attempt to like stopgap this thing and just like kind of repair it. Whatever's been causing this to slowly happen has to be found.
Is there any like clues that we discover in terms of like what could be potential causes, or like where we might get more information?
For sure. Niavara in particular thinks that the stone you found might be like, there's a reason that it was so sought after, and that this has something to do with this whole mystery coming together. And she tells you that she knows of an elf that lives in a nearby town. I believe it's Pesh. And it's this elf is extremely old. He's blind, he's a carpenter, he's a really good craftsman, and he chooses to live outside the main elven cities and in the material plane primarily with other people. And rumor has it that he's like well into his like 700th year or like century, and he might have more information that goes back further than the records you've seen from like what's happened throughout history that can help piece this together.
Ooh, okay. And do we know like his name, or we find him?
She doesn't, but she's heard rumor of him.
Yeah, somewhere in Pesh, really
Yeah.
old elf might know a little bit more.
Exactly.
Okay, awesome.
All right, Kanaima,
Yes.
what did you want to do for your downtime activity?
Oh man. Wait. If I
If I gamble, no.
if I go around fighting people, then I won't be resting though.
That's like sport fighting is kind of different. You still
Okay.
get the benefits. Like you're all going to get the benefits of a long rest for sure.
All right. I think
It's like a week.
Kanaima like wants to do some investigating in the criminal underworld
Bum, bum, bum.
Love it.
Yeah,
by
for sure.
by entering some fights.
Oh,
Ooh,
I like this. So you're doing like underground fighting in order to
Yeah.
do research and gain like clout, so that you can get some knowledge about what this criminal underworld kind of stuff
It
is.
seems like a Kanaima thing to do.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
I
it.
really like that.
I love all
Yeah.
the really on character. Yeah.
Okay, it's gonna be definitely because Dex is like your as a rogue and how you fight your main combat score. I think it's gonna be. I'd say you could make an argument for intimidation if you wanted.
Okay.
If that's how you're going about doing it, like
Yeah.
you're just impressing people, or investigation.
Okay. I mean, I'm
know
so
intimidation's
proficient
a-
in intimidation.
I know. So like you're like bringing it to people, and you're like bashing your heads until you find stuff.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. I
In
guess
a fair, well,
Yeah.
in a lawless arena type situation.
A fight
Am I-
club is the word you're looking for.
Yeah.
Some sort of fighting club.
Some sort of club where you guys fight? Is there a
fight.
thing like that?
Okay, yeah.
Oh, do you fight under Kanaima, or do you have like a ring name?
I fight under the name the Spirit of Vengeance.
All right, so there's one or two houses in town. Like one of them belongs to like a noble merchant. One of them is like kind of it's more of like I'd say like what am I trying to say? Hostel.
Okay.
And in their basements, they like these crowded, cramped, hot, dark places. They do these like little battles and stuff, and people pay high money to bet on them and stuff like that. And like sweeping through this underground fight club kind of sport is the shadow of the Spirit of Vengeance. A Tabaxi foreigner making a name for himself.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see how you roll.
Okay. Am I doing
Dex and intimidation.
intimidation?
That's a good roll for you.
All right, that's a 60 plus 4, that's 20, plus 3, 23.
All right. So what you get to is some information about Venora and these like assassins / like sleuths that are going around. The guy you found doesn't have much information, like you guys have said, but using him as kind of like to get into places. You don't meet Venora, but you hear a lot about her. She's a mage, and she's recruiting people into what really seems like a cult. She's promising them a lot of magical power. She's recruiting primarily wizards and sorcerers and different, like, just magic users in general. Yeah, there's a lot of big promises of riches and power, and the whole mandate of the cult seems to be kind of around chaos. Like the desert is falling apart and the environment is getting worse and worse. Like society's going to crumble. Like join me, end up on top, watch it crumble, rule the world.
Anarchy!
Yeah, like that's really what it's a big part of it. She's very anarchy based.
So you joined a fight club and met a bunch of anarchists.
Yeah. That's what I did.
I've
in
seen this
my
movie
spare
before.
time.
The rumor you hear about it too is that she's actually like so powerful that she managed to break into the dwarven archives in the Crystal Dark below ground, which are like heavily guarded and like they're a very big deal to the dwarves who spend their life just keeping all kinds of treasures and information and histories and legends and knowledge and tomes down there, protecting it from getting out to the rest of the world where it can be used for evil. They're very untrusting of other races. So yeah, rumor has it she's actually strong enough that she broke into one of their archives and stole something. And that the dwarves have like sworn an oath to find her and take her down. Wow. Yeah. So that's all the information y'all get.
Yeah, that's
So you've done quite good. 100 gold, a ton of information, and no more cracked ribs.
Mm-hmm.
I know your scene's probably less exciting as everyone else's, but I assure you it's good for you.
Yeah, I mean, we have hollow bones, so it's very important that they stay strong,
Hollow bones like a bird.
like a bird.
Right.
I want to try and get rid of some of my stuff so I can make space in my inventory.
Yeah, what do you want to get rid of? Like, is there
I-
anything you want to leave at, like, you can mark things to leave at the
Okay.
alcove and stuff, too.
Yeah, because I have like these 10 torches and a tinderbox that like I don't really think I'm super need right now. So yeah, I'd probably ditch those.
All right, yeah, Rise is the guild leader of, like, the Adventurers Guild
Yeah.
there, and she'll, like, keep stuff under lock and key.
Okay.
So if you want to cross anything off that you don't need and, like, kind of make space for more stuff, that
How
is
much
fine by all of
space
it.
would that even make?
What are you trying to get rid of?
There's 10 torches and a tinderbox.
I'd say, yeah, I think, like, 5 torches is one spot.
Yeah.
And
so,
then
yeah,
like-
I don't know about the tinderbox. Yeah.
tinderbox would probably be like only
Like
like
half or
0.2 or like
something.
a 1/5 of a slot or something like that. I don't think it would really make that huge a difference.
Well, if it's 2 slots, that will make a big
Yeah.
difference for me. So
All right.
How much does
Yeah.
4 gold? Sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
How much does 4 gold take up?
Oh, 100 coins is a slot. You get 100 coins for free. So if you're under 100 coins in total, you don't take up a slot at all.
Oh, perfect.
okay.
While we're doing inventory stuff, can I pay 5 gold of party funds to get a healer's kit?
Yeah, done.
Is everyone okay with this?
I also have a healer's kit, actually.
Okay.
So.
Do you want to just do the one then, or do you think we should have 2?
Might as well have a backup.
Can we get navigator's tools so
Oh,
we don't get lost
actually-
in the desert anymore?
That's a good idea too, navigator's tools.
And corn.
All right.
Yes, corn for eating.
Navigator's tools you can. It's 25 gold. Everyone good? We've settled accounts.
Yes.
That is expensive.
You have 58 gold left in the bank after the healer's kit and the stuff. All right, just to mark where you all are when the week ends, on your survival skills, you are 1 below okay on everything. So I think it's parched, peckish, and tired.
I paid for the extra though.
Did you out of your own pocket?
Yeah.
Okay, you're at okay for everything.
I did
Oh,
that
really?
too.
I'm not.
Okay.
My royal thing doesn't get me well fed. and
No, like that's
fresh.
like you can go even higher. But I know you don't have the gold for it.
Oh my God.
Like comfortable is comfortable.
So, temperature, do we track that?
No,
one at
I'm not
all?
doing temperature in this
Okay,
one.
so we're always fine with that. Okay, cool.
I'm overheating.
All right. And then as far as hit dice go, you will start at 4 each because that's your level. You'll start at 3 each for modest. And all your HP is back to full. Yeah. You're all ready to get going again.
My magic burnout dice goes all the way back up.
Yep, magic burn dice resets. Ammo dice stays where it is, but everything else is good. So yeah, we had a couple of leads you were thinking about following up. Now we have this old man in Pesh that might have this old elf that might have some information about the past. You've got this weird stone. You've got the orcs in Great Ashar who came to warn everyone about the cataclysm coming that you kind of seemed interested in looking at. As well, you pick up a few rumors in town. While you're trading with this this merchant that came to town that you sold this orb of time to, he was talking about his favorite adventuring sites for like really old and ancient relics that people like have not yet fully gone through and stuff. And he talked about one in what he says is an old temple that's still like somewhat intact, and it's inside. I hate to say it. It's inside an active volcano. It's in Mount. Where do I have it?
Doom?
Mount Umbara is an active volcano to the south of here, and there's an old fire temple that apparently still has great treasure in it that not a lot of people have been able to excavate because it's inside an active volcano.
So this is just like the merchant talking about like cool places
Yeah,
he's heard about.
it's a rumor you pick up.
And hot ones.
While he's doing that, Andrew is just like, your story is interesting. Trying the best to just like, yes, thank you for sharing all of this with
Wow,
me.
that's really cool.
Of course. I was going to say, let's see. Is there any other thing I want to... Oh, yeah. Something happens in town, too. As the week goes on, you notice there's these congregations that are happening in, like, town squares and markets and stuff. There seems to be, like, a few preachers who are usually just lead temple services and stuff. And one in particular, human male, seems to be really getting quite a following and people riled up in the streets. When you take some time to actually listen to what he's saying one of these days, he's talking about how the water bearers are like too controlling over their resources, and they're secretly like in the pocket of like more nobility and higher nobility and like town council members and stuff, and they're not fairly distributing water, and that people should take the water production and over into their own hands. Which is really troubling. Mm-hmm. And Niavara is like not really worried about it. She's like, we've had this stuff like this pop up in the past. Like we stay true to our sacred duty. We don't concern ourselves with riffraff like this and small.
Wait, wasn't Niavara the...
Niavara is the water bearer at this
and then
shrine.
Silvara was the other one?
Yeah.
Silvara
Sorry, I
is
mixed them up.
our
That's okay.
friend. Yeah.
So yeah.
Weltide's kind of concerned. Like, can we maybe bolster some defenses just in case, or get people to at least talk and like maybe show the process or something a little bit so people know we're not.
Make like a how it's made.
Yeah.
Niavara is very willing to like get people to do longer shifts of like to get the town militia to do longer shifts guarding the water shrine, because it's pretty easy to do when these kind of rumors pop up. Mm-hmm. But yeah, she's not concerned enough to like, she's like, I don't want to play this game. She's like, I don't want to sink down to their level and start trying to persuade people in the opposite direction. I don't want to look like I'm guilty either. Like, we do our job justly. The town council knows we do. Like, we're supported by the people that matter, and like we're protected. Like, we just have to wait this out. It's happened before. It will happen again. But yeah, it's definitely troubling to see. So yeah.
During this like week long like downtime, like it's not a downtime activity or anything, but
Yeah.
I want to say that like at one point, Andrew, like I guess like it's probably like a pretty private thing. Like there's no need to go unless there are active temples of Sekra. I'm not really sure like what the
I see
sort
like
of-
not specific,
Yeah.
but there's temples that are like multi. Like
So then
everyone's kind of multi.
So it's probably just like at one night when she's kind of praying and sort of like recounting like what she does like over the day. She takes a moment to like thank Sekra for like their having had this like successful mission together that all of us and she also is just like and I just hope that I'm doing a good job in serving you and in doing it right. Things went really well when we were on that mission going out there, and we, it's I was very worried through a lot of it, and I kept expecting things to go badly, and Weltad the whole time just kept sort of expecting things to go really well, and they kind of always did. And I don't know what that means and how I should interpret that. I don't know if Weltide's way is maybe I don't know. I've always sort of just looked after my own, and that's been sort of my form of worship to you. And I've just been concerned that when you start looking after too many other people, that people will start taking advantage of you. But then I don't know. Everything seemed to be working out for a while. So I hope I'm doing. Maybe I'll try to be more open-minded going forward. And Andrea's just like concerned about whether her approach is the correct one.
such
I
character.
love her.
I don't know if there's any response because I'm not sure how like spirituality necessarily works in this setting.
I was gonna say it's not very like people are very okay with like not having a lot of physical
Yeah.
proof of their prayers.
And
being
Andrea's
answered and
also
stuff.
okay with that too. There is like a little bit of a hope that there would be an
Yeah.
answer, like or a sign as to whether she's doing it right or not. There's like this like doubt has started to emerge in the wake of her last adventure, but if there's no active sign from her deity, then she will continue as it is.
You've spent some time reflecting on yourself though, and it's like saying it out loud is helpful and like helped you process some of your feelings and
Yeah.
help process some of your thoughts. Yeah, take a point of inspiration for your adventure too, because that was awesome. I liked it.
Weltide, at some point, just feels a little touched.
Her day is somewhat brighter.
Yeah. Andrew will never admit any of this to Weltide's face.
Oh, yeah.
I had my hand on your shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
That's why you felt
Felt
touched.
Yeah, of course.
Screaming
Tinkle was
beside.
carrying you the whole time.
So yeah, you're meeting at the alcove. It's about a week later. It's in the evening. You've all gathered this information and shared what you know with each other. You've shared your stories over a few pints of beer, glasses of wine, and you've heard about the spirit of vengeance taking over this underground fight club arena.
Yeah, fighting around the world.
You're all very concerned about Tangle's screams, but are glad to see like he's like up and going. You're both sharing the information you have as well, and the gold that you got from selling that useless magic item apparently.
Yeah.
What do you all want to do for your next steps?
This is tough. We have so many elites now.
Yeah, I mean, the orc thing seems pretty interesting to me.
Which orc thing?
You were talking about how the orcs were coming to the water temple earlier to or the water shrine to warn people about stuff, and no one really paid them much heed. And now that you've seen some of this stuff, you're like, oh, some people were talking about maybe going to find the orcs at their capital and talk with them because the orcs are known in this land as very skilled at divination magic. So like they are the highest chiefs among the orcs are like trained seers, and they have like sacred seeing pools in their home city. So yeah, you're looking for direction. There are a few greater places to turn to.
What happened to the sandstorm?
I was just going to ask.
Oh, that was following you, right? We
Yeah.
left and there was like a sandstorm on your heels.
Yeah.
It definitely like petered out and blew over. You're not sure how bad of an effect it would have had on the town. You did manage to escape it. It was like a fast and hairy journey home, and wore you out. But hopefully Tarash is still okay. Like they said, they've had sandstorms before, so it's like there's very little risk that it's like off the face of the map. But it might have taken a bit of a hit to some of its buildings and stuff like that, or whatnot.
With
yeah.
the Venora thing, so she's really pissed off the dwarves.
Yes.
Have they put a bounty on her head or anything along those lines?
Not that you've heard of that's come to Valto's Crossing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say not yet.
Okay.
As far, but they would be interested in something like that, and being able to make contact with them might.
Are there any dwarves like around?
Dwarves aren't the most common to find. You could venture into the Crystal Dark and hope to find an outpost or some caravans of them, and try and make contact with them yourself. Without a guide, it is like really difficult to travel there, and it is really maze-like and labyrinth kind of area. So you might want to see around town. Like Riza says that the bar owner says she can try and find someone that might be able to lead you or give you some directions if you wanted to get in touch with them.
Were there dwarves in the fight club when Kanaima got this information?
No, dwarves are really, out of all the races, probably the most secluded.
Okay.
They're
So
not
the-
the fighting types.
They're rare, but they do come through town once in a while. And Riza says she can ask around to see if there's any traveling dwarves or merchant caravans or anything, because they do trade with with Valto's Crossing. So she can see if there's anyone in town that could help you out, if that's a lead you want to follow.
Ooh, I got a question.
Yeah.
Did I win any money in my fighting pit days?
Yo, good point.
Since you wanted the information more than the money, I kind of geared it towards that.
All right.
I'd say out of the money you did win, you spent it paying bribes and stuff to get information.
Okay, cool.
As a good person. You all got 100 gold in the guild vault. You're fine. Any other ideas? So there's go contact the dwarves.
That sounds horrible. I will not go underground and be in a cave like a creature, like a poor, wingless, blind. No, we are not going.
I think we should go.
You can go alone.
Well,
Well,
now.
we kind of left the Venora thing hanging after the last sort of adventure. I am kind of curious, and it might be tied
Right.
into some of this water stuff if she was attacking whatever our old friend is, the one's hanging out at your temple.
I am concerned about leaving this Venora thing unchecked, as well as this. I don't know. I'm a bit suspicious of this preacher that's been going around saying that the water bears aren't, dishing out proper water. I wonder if maybe there's a connection with Venora there. But also, just I think we should try and maybe follow up on some of this info too. Like this elf person might actually know something about where this water gem is, and maybe we can solve it. When I was researching, it looks like the well springs are just gonna keep drying up. They're gonna get less and less, and that's kind of end of days kind of thing to worry about. So I think we should definitely look at that.
Yeah, your research as well, kind of I don't know. I mean, in this environmental catastrophe, global warming parable here, it is getting worse. The rate of deterioration is increasing. So it's cumulative loss. It's going to eventually speed up.
So, yeah, it's getting worse. So yeah, I'm torn. I'm not sure which lead we should follow first, but I think whatever we do, it should be within that direction of trying to make sure we solve this mystery and prevent things getting worse.
How close are Pesh and the Orc City?
So the Orc City is a few days south through the desert. It's a little bit sandstorms are pretty common around it. It's not the greatest place environmentally. But it was chosen because of its like magical power it had there. Like they chose that place for their seeing pools because it was where their power was strongest. But it is buffeted by a lot of sandstorms and weather and just general like storms all the time. It's a few days journey south, but it'll be difficult, but it's doable. People do go from there for trade sometimes. As far as Pesh, I say that's, oh my gosh, I'm so confused about where I've said everything is, but I say Pesh is in the direction of Mount Umbara, and it's about, I don't know, 3 days travel.
I mean, I'm just gonna put this out there, and we can do whatever we want with it. But it sounds to me like the Orc Village and the Pesh thing—they're like really good altruistic things, and I like that we're all looking to help the world, and like I like that we're sticking together. You know, like that has proven to be profitable. Just the fact that we're working together, but it seems to me that maybe looking out for Venora is the one of these three options that might actually pay us. So that's a factor.
You mean like 100 gold on this rest that we just had? You know what I got? I got nothing. I got a bunch of stupid information that I paid for with my own money.
But like this is our job, right? This is like why we're doing this primarily is because we're hoping to continue to have income come in at like a steady rate, right? Like
I'm just in it for the adventure and the vengeance.
I too care not for money. I never understood the obsession you groundlings have with currency. It makes no sense. If you see something you need, take it, use it, share
That's
it.
not
whatever.
how it works. That's not how
I
like
take money
all
all
of
the
this
time.
works. You can't just you go to jail for that.
Nah.
You can't. You gotta have money to like live, to have a house.
Who
and
took the
food.
gold and the silver out of the mountain?
What? What?
What?
What mountain? Whose mountain?
Is this becoming like a libertarian thing?
No, not at all.
Personal freedoms.
It has nothing to do with
No,
that.
I'm joking. It just was getting very like Ron Swanson.
No, not at all. The gold was part of the earth, and someone took that and called it money, and then placed all this importance on it. It's pointless. We don't need money.
I'm not getting in this debate with
We
you.
need to help people. That's more important than money.
I need money to live. I have
You
dependents.
can't need money if you're all dead, though.
I mean, that's also
Okay, yeah,
not
that's,
true.
you know what?
Yeah.
A harrowing point brought up by Kanaima.
Yeah.
A reminder of all of your mortality today.
Yeah. Yeah, let's, well, we can at least try and, finish resolving this Venora thing really quick and then go in the direction of, like, either the orcs or Pesh. It's also near that place that you heard about, that volcano place.
Yeah, well, that one's an actual like there's for sure treasure there at least. But like I mean I want to go with the majority on this. I'm not saying that we have to do the most profitable thing every single time.
The old Aarakocra Nana is in the bar tonight as usual, like a regular guest, and like you've got your stuff displayed on the like you've got a map and this elemental air gem you found that seems pretty like. For all it's been is a pretty hunk of stone to you. And you've got stuff laid out, and like Nana sees the stone and is like, kind of laughs at like why would this Venora person go through all that trouble just to find a hunk of rock like this? And like it seems like she's super obsessed with them. And she's like, if you wanted to find Venora, you could probably just go to where more treasures are and more old places are that hold relics like these.
Question, did we do that sting operation thing already?
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
I kind of like, well, what was your idea for the sting operation?
Well, because this person was supposed to, like, meet back up.
Oh, right.
So we were going to, like, get in on that. Like, basically, like, hide while that meeting is happening and then be like,
Trav
surprise!
is also with us, right? Trevin,
Yes.
the guy that he was supposed to.
You've got
get
Travin, and you've got the assassin, or
Skeletor,
Wally,
yeah.
the mage that was in Travin's house. All right.
Yeah, Kelisor.
Calisor, I know I have all my names here, but they're all like in different paragraphs because I'm really smart like that. You've got Calisor, you've got Travin. I'm going to say you haven't met up with Travin's or with Calisor's employer yet. He's been in Valto's Crossing, he's been laying low, and no one's reached out to him yet.
Okay.
So there's a chance that that could happen. Like you said, he's like, he's like, I don't find them, they find me. So there's no telling what will happen.
Is there anyone we can entrust to like following through on that bit if they like find him? Someone we know will be nearby to.
You could leave him with the city guard, and that would probably be the safest because he is a bit worried for his own life because he's pretty sure they might try and kill him if they know he's been like compromised or like went against their will. You could also leave him at the alcove under care of Ryza and the other adventurers that do like odd jobs here. All those background people that you might one day play when your characters die.
I guess we would trust the guild that we're in, right?
Probably a little more. It might be less safe, but it's
Like we have the
Okay.
So yeah, you've got your options set out for you. Any other ideas put forward to the discussion?
Well, if Calisor, is that the name?
Yeah.
Yeah, if Calisor hasn't been contacted yet, we should probably not just keep waiting around. We can go somewhere, and then Ryza can maybe help us out with that. And
The fact that it's been a week and he hasn't been contacted yet also makes me wonder if they might have just cut him loose.
yeah,
Maybe he's just an idiot.
Well, that was my assessment from day one.
Wow.
should we bring Travin with us wherever we go as well? Maybe like.
Yeah, they're looking for him,
Because
so...
he's been studying these gem things, and yeah, if they're looking for him, you might be safer with us.
Also, are you bringing that dragon with you everywhere you go?
That's a good question.
Alda is my true friend.
It's
Alda-
protecting her.
We love each other.
Is it here right now?
Yeah, Alda's like always wrapped around my shoulders.
You
May
can't eat
I
it.
may I hold the worm?
No, don't eat Alda.
I just need to hold it in
He's
my
gotta
mouth for a moment.
Eat it.
No. Alda's not
Well
for
tied,
eating.
please. I never ask you for anything.
No, Alda's not for eating.
Especially things of monetary value, because I have no
Well,
place
that's
of
like
importance.
holding
in my
like an
life.
arm out in between like Alda and yeah.
You cannot eat the baby snake god bird thing. It's a bird. Would you eat another bird?
It is not a bird.
It's a snake bird.
It can fly. Alda can fly.
Can it
Alda
fly?
belongs in the sky with all the Aarakocra.
I'm gonna say it can't fly yet.
Oh, good.
but will fly.
Good.
All right. You finish your drinks. You decide you're gonna like kind of mull over these ideas for the night, turn in, and see what happens in the morning. Ryza agrees to look into seeing if there's any dwarves in town that are doing caravans or doing trading or anything like that, and look up any other leads that you guys need. In the morning, you wake up and Calisor comes to the tavern to find you, and he looks very shaken and very worried. He apparently doesn't know what happened. He slept through it, but he woke up next to a serrated dagger like the one that he had in his bed with a note on it. Anyways, he came to you. The note was says we know you've betrayed us. It says if you want to redeem yourself, you'll find out more information about a specific place. The place is known to you a bit. He's supposed to be looking for information on Moonsong Temple, which is located in the Aarakocra home village of Shava. And they said report to them, find information, report to them immediately. He's been trying to pretend he's not with you guys too, and living his own life in town like he usually would as a traveler and stuff. So they might not be sure that he's fully compromised yet. It might be a trap of some kind too. He's not sure what to make of it, but he's scared. And he's like, I don't want to go back to what I was doing before. And last time they wanted me to get information about the Tower of Lost Souls and what lies there, and they told me I would have to kill if necessary to find it. And he's not very comfortable about all this.
That's your home, right?
Yes.
Can you go back there? I don't know what your history is with Shava. I know you're a hermit, so you
I
don't live
can.
there.
Yeah, I can.
Do you want to?
Do you wanna?
Not with this.
Is your mom there? Is that it?
She is there, yes.
Okay, so I wanna meet her.
You do not want to meet her.
Is she mean?
She is something.
Is she very
We.
something? Is she not an Aarakocra? Is she something else?
Is she a cat?
Is she a cat? Is she not a cat?
Man, no, of course not.
Oh man, that would be so
She's-
cool!
Are you
Oh,
part
boy.
cat?
No.
Valto now
Oh
just
man,
believes
look
that.
at the resemblance!
I can see.
Oh yeah!
Same mom. That's amazing.
I
I didn't know that cats can give
Your
birth to
eyes are
birds.
kind of similar.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
We're both crazy looking.
I mean, it's true.
Wow.
I start like a staring contest with you.
Great. Staring contest.
Excellent.
We should really figure out what to do with our friend Calusor. I'm worried if we give him the information, what if they know that he's been around us, and if he gets the information from you, and like that's how they know he's compromised.
I'm gonna take the letter that like mentions Moonsong Temple, and I'm just gonna rip it up and say, "Tell your friends they're not welcome in my people's land."
Moonsong Temple is very sacred to the Aarakocra.
Yeah.
They don't step foot in it themselves.
Yeah, like this is out of the question for
Because
me.
they're flying. That's why they don't put their feet there.
So
Nice.
as far as you know, you actually, because you were born in Shava. It's a mountaintop kind of wooden village on just stilts and stuff that's very precarious and definitely geared towards people with wings. And in the side of the mountain is Moonsong Temple, and it's like a very sacred place to the Aarakocra. They consider it their duty to guard it, and you know that in like hundreds and hundreds of years, not even the Aarakocra have stepped foot inside of it. They keep it sealed, and they don't it's considered to curse you if you enter it, and it's yeah.
What if this air gem is supposed to be in that temple?
Oh, maybe.
Because the Aarakocra are closer to the sky. We need to like reunite the elemental stones where they should be. And
Right, they're in the wrong places.
maybe they're in the wrong places. Like maybe if we go to the volcano, maybe either that has the fire one or something else.
You could have the water one.
It could have the water one that's like not supposed to be there.
And the fire is drying it out. That's why
Yeah.
there's no more water. It all makes sense.
I mean, that kind of makes sense.
That could be. It's worth following.
Andrea's paranoia senses are tingling a little bit, and she's like, well, so if they know that Calusor is working with us, then they could have planned that information to lure us into a trap. If they don't know, then us following up on the information will confirm for them that Calusor is working for us. All that being said, I don't know if you're worried that they're looking into your hometown.
I will strike all of them down.
Let's just pretend we're going to visit your mom.
Maybe we should actually visit the orcs first with this information, and maybe they'll know
Oh, yeah.
what to do
Because
with
they
it.
can see stuff in their pools.
Yeah, we can bring them the wind stone, and maybe they'll know like if we should be returning it or if we should be like finding the water one. Maybe putting it in its rightful place makes that element too strong.
Yes, I agree. We should not go see my mother.
We can have a pool party with the orcs.
The orcs aren't like on the way.
I would
are
love
they?
to meet them. I met one, and she was really, really cool.
Pesh, Great Ashar, and Mountain Bara all lie to like the south and southeast of Valto's
Are
Crossing.
they like close?
Yeah, they're relatively like it's a few days between each of them, but like they're all in the same direction. Whereas Shava lies north in the Great giant mountains north of Valto's Crossing.
Maybe we can.
Shava the orc?
That's
place?
the Aarakocra one.
Oh, okay.
Which is closer, Pesh or the Orc City?
I'd say, well, is it more important to get to the orcs sooner rather than later?
Yeah.
Is the question.
My understanding of the orc thing, maybe I've got like the wrong read on it, is that they're like they're talking very broadly. I don't know if I understand the urgency with the orcs.
They're careful with what they share because they see themselves as kind of protectors of the future, and like they know that divination knowledge can get out of hand. They've had like centuries of experience working with it, so they know to be careful with what exactly they tell people. So it's kind of mysterious as to how like clear their visions are. And sometimes there has been rumors and legends of orcs having very distinct visions that like save villages and that have helped the world. Sometimes they do get more broad stuff. But
And them journeying to Valto's Crossing and like trying to warn people directly is like pretty rare.
yeah, it's pretty big.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty big. They're pretty angry.
Okay.
So we should probably follow up on the orcs first, and then if they don't have all the information, then we can check up on Pesh, like in Pesh,
Yeah.
to look for the old.
It might make a
old
good home
fellow.
base to kind of venture out to Umbara and Pesh and stuff and the surrounding regions and get information on them.
And we won't
Yeah.
worry about Tingle's mom at all. We'll just
I'm
leave
worried
that.
about it. I'm real worried. It's got me real concerned.
She is not a cat.
She might be. You don't know.
I would be a cat if she was.
Oh, you don't know that. What if I'm a bird?
I don't know if this is humor, but stop it.
The Aarakocra Shava pride themselves on being like very strong warriors too, and guardians of the
Same.
areas around them. So like, you're probably like, if someone were to ask an Aarakocra if Shava is at risk, they would probably not think so, because you have quite a bit of pride in how protected that place is.
Okay.
But it does look like on it like something that I'm not going to say like in DM quotes here, that it's like I'm not going to wipe off a town or anything like that. But something might happen in places you can't get to in a timely manner, and you can't be everywhere at once, and that is the issue.
So we're making a choice of where to be first.
Yeah.
Okay.
So orcs, Pesh, Tangle's mom.
Is that
I
so?
think,
We're
I
so
think
we're
the orcs make more sense because we can also go to Pesh and then
Yeah.
potentially the mountain
Well,
eventually.
And
yeah.
then
Well, so
Tangle's
that
mom.
so we're going on the little trip where we do Orcs Pesh and Mountain Adventure.
Yeah.
And then next adventure maybe is Tingle's mom.
That
What's
makes
your mom's
sense.
name?
I know it's not, but I was like, Diane. Just something really plain.
Is it Tenga?
I haven't decided yet.
Okay, we'll
Well,
go on.
my mom's name is Bougainvillea.
Oh, yes.
That's a beautiful name.
Brianna knows everything about Kanaima's.
Did you react that way because
entire
that's the name of
entire
your mom
family.
too?
Oh my god, if we were siblings.
Why did you say that name?
What if your mom is a cat?
Oh, man.
What if it's Kanaima's mom?
Is it possible your mom is a shapeshifter that becomes a cat and an Aarakocra?
Boy.
Is it possible that you're wrong?
I mean, I've been wrong before.
So it
Your
sounds.
dad's a cat.
Chet agrees. We need to visit Tangle's mom.
Yeah.
Yes.
Out of character, that's where I want to go.
Trina Gentlewoman suggests maybe you have a complicated relationship because of that whole bird mom me feeding thing.
Maybe.
You're just think of her vomiting in your mouth.
All right. Well, it looks like you've got two really awesome paths ahead of you. It's still morning. If you want to set out by noon, you totally could. I'd say let's grab a quick 5-minute break. We'll mull it over. We'll come back and we'll set off for adventure. And
Okay.
we'll see what the road lies, or what lies ahead on the road.
All right, sweet.
All right.
Yeah.
Excited.
Awesome. If you're watching on YouTube, check out our next episode for the second half of this episode, or of this game. If you're watching on Twitch, we'll be back in 5 minutes. Thanks for watching.